What's going on, everyone? I'm just a simple American guy here today to react and learn about the history behind the Norwegian flag, Norway's flag. I've had the honor of learning more about Norway's very deep, very I don't know what the word complex history is. My goodness. I was shocked. But that was another video. This video, kind of branching off of that, is reacting to the history behind the Norway flag, which every flag kind of has a story to it, right? Or some have interesting stories to why it's actually designed the way it is. Others are just, why are the colors the way they are? But I'm sure Norway has an interesting story behind the flag, so I'm interested in hearing it.
It's truly amazing what kind of meaning a flag can have to different people.
Yeah.
In some cases, the flag may evoke feelings of intense national pride, unity, and identity.
Definitely.
With others, it may evoke equally strong feelings in a negative way.
Yeah, it's amazing how much a flag ends up meaning to its people, to a nation's people. Let's look at Norway flag. Just real quick, flag of Norway. Yes, okay. A cross, red. I'm sure it all has a meaning. Positive it does.
Today, we'll be taking a look at the flag most dear to so many, the glorious flag of Norway.
Okay.
The most interesting thing about the current Norwegian flag is its age. If I told you that the current adaptation of the Norwegian flag is younger than the American flag, you would probably think I'm crazy.
What? I mean, yeah, how old is I'm American, and I'm sorry, I don't know exactly to the year how old the American flag is. How old is the American flag? Obviously very recent. And that's relatively speaking. Oh, I mean, the first one was approved in 1777. When are we saying? The Grand Union flag, or the 50-star version, 1960. There we go. There are a lot of versions of the American flag. As states were added, the number of stars would change. But I didn't even realize that only 50, 60 years ago, the final version, the 50-star version. So the Norwegian flag is more recent than that? That's amazing.
Well, I'm not, because it's true. In fact, the Norwegian flag even took some inspiration from the American flag.
Really?
We'll get to that.
Really?
The oldest known Norwegian flag dates back to the 14th century and is currently still used as Norway's royal standard.
Whoa, wait, what is this?
Dates back to the 14th century.
So, is that a lion with a crown and an axe? This was created like 600 years ago, and it's still, so that was the flag, and for some reason, it was determined that this would no longer be the flag and you'd get a new flag. I wonder why that was, what reason that was for, but you still use this as a seal or something like that?
And is currently still used as Norway's royal standard.
Standard.
This symbol dates back to King Håkon Håkonsson, but some historians think it can be traced back further to the early 12th century.
Wow.
In the year 1397, all the Scandinavian nations united under one monarch and joined together in what was known as the Kalmar Union.
So this union had a flag? Is this what we're looking at? This is the combination of three nations' flag into one?
Decades later, when the union disbanded, Norway and Denmark maintained the relationship, and Denmark ruled over Norway under the modern Danish flag.
Right. So this is the... I'm not really familiar with any of the Scandinavian flags at all. I need to take one more look at the Norway flag. Okay. Got it. And this is the Danish flag. Similarities in the placement of the cross.
Modern Danish
which would make sense based on the history.
Flag is actually the oldest national flag still in use. Our next version came about after Norway was ceded to Sweden following Denmark's loss of the Napoleonic Wars in 1814.
Okay.
Norway kept the traditional Danish flag, but added its own royal standard lion in the top left corner.
Okay, is this kind of the well, at least this is the first instance of incorporating this lion with the crown and axe onto what would represent Norway.
On the 16th of May, 1821, everything changed. A new design was agreed upon.
The 16th of May and when?
May 1821.
1821, almost exactly 200 years ago, it was decided there would be a change?
Everything changed. A new design was agreed upon.
Why?
This design, created and presented by the businessman and politician Frederick Meltzer, lived on to be the national flag flown today.
Wow. This is not the first time I've heard of something like this happening. I know the histories of some other flags. Australia, Canada, they were, and America, they were designed by citizens, businessmen, politicians, and approved by mostly the government, but at least designed by a person who kind of represented the people, at least was a average citizen. Was this guy a politician?
Politician Frederick Meltzer.
Yeah, a politician and a businessman, so sort of a combination. But it's always so interesting that just some person, an individual, one guy, designed a flag, a symbol that would come to represent millions of people for years. It's mind-blowing. That's just how that's how it happens. Like, it's kind of funny to think about.
Sir, lived on to be the national flag flown today.
Okay.
Some say this flag was created by his son, who sketched a blue and white flag when he was actually trying to draw the Danish flag.
That would be so cool. That would actually be cool if that were the truth. That his son, doing like a sketch, accidentally kind of messed it up, combined some things and designed it. It would kind of, I don't know if that wouldn't even really diminish the intention behind it. It would just make it sort of a fascinating story. It's like history does that. Like, the most unlikely thing will happen. Just these fun ways of how a flag was brought in. I don't know if this story is even true or not, but that would be kind of fun.
This flag was well liked due to its color scheme and design.
Yeah.
It allowed Norway to stay true to its commitments, with Sweden represented in blue, and the old Danish flag in design and with the red color. Okay.
I can absolutely see why this was so widely and quickly accepted. Because it accomplishes all those things of having the different colors represent the different history and nations, while also just being like, somehow the color scheme of the two crosses just works, and it looks powerful, like strong, and like it knows what it's trying to do. It's asymmetrical, not perfectly. I don't know. I like it. It's just cool.
Sweden represented in blue, and the old Danish flag in design and with the red color. The color scheme was also well liked because of its representation of liberty at that time.
Okay.
And its being the dominant colors of British, French, American, and the Dutch flags.
Right. It's a kind of a nod to a lot of the other world's color schemes of their flags. This flag has it all going on somehow. The heck?
While approved on December 10th, 1898.
1898. So a little over 120 years ago, it was approved.
The flag was only flown on dry land. It wasn't until June 10th, 1905, when Norway and Sweden's union officially ended.
Yeah, I mean, that's just over 100 years ago. Very recent.
This allowed the flag to be flown over fortifications and naval vessels as well, and still flies to this day.
Yeah.
It would just be plain unfair of me not to mention this one last flag, used by both Norway and Sweden. The unique herring salad flag was used by merchants of both of the two nations between 1842 and 1898.
Heron salad flag? I'm butchering that. I'm not saying that correctly, am I?
Used by merchants in Sweden. The unique herring salad flag was
herring salad
used
flag?
by merchants of both of the two nations.
Am I saying that right? Look at this thing. These are cool. I kind of just like how the flag has the triangles in it cut out. Makes it more like a traditional standard. Reminds me of sort of medieval looking flags that we're taught about in American education history, sort of medieval looking. Yeah, these are cool.
Between 1842 and 1898. Like flags? Me too. Let me know which one I should cover next.
Yeah, that was fascinating. History and beyond. I give that a like. That was nice. That was a good video. Wow. That was very, very interesting. Every flag has a story. And Norway's is quite interesting too. It makes sense, like a lot of other countries, it seems, that it had lots of iterations, lots of different designs of the flag that kind of represented each other, kind of were similar through time, but represent the changes in history. And in Norway's case, its history of being part of Denmark and Sweden, and then not a part, and then a part of them, and then finally arriving at this final design, which everyone kind of agreed on was awesome, because this businessman, politician, and maybe his son in a coloring book, if I like to think it happened that way. Anyway, that's a fun story. Designed it, and that's just how it happens. It seems like that's how a lot of flags happened, but with slight variations in the history. But yeah, that was very, very interesting. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this reaction, feel free to give it a like or comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway, culture, themes, history, news, all kinds of Norway things, Norwegian things, I should say, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.